Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to another Can-Am Spyder video. So, we're off for another ride on the Spyder today. She's all loaded up and ready to go. And today, we are going to head north and west of where I live here in Fenelon Falls. We're going to go up the east side of Algonquin Park and then over towards Huntsville, north from Huntsville, and we're going to take a new road across to Parry Sound. I was on a website recently and there was this thing about all the twisty roads in Ontario, and this Highway 518 is one of them that we're going to be on today. So we're going to check that out. Hopefully get some good video along the way, and as always, thank you very much for watching the video and coming along with me on another Can-Am Spyder ride. Well, we're off on our trip, just heading north out of Fenelon Falls on Highway 121, going up towards Kinmount. This will eventually bring us up into Minden. We're going to make a stop for fuel there, and then we're going to head north. So, for those of you who follow the channel, you may be wondering, where's Leslie, which is my consummate backseat rider on the Spyder. Well, she's been busy with visiting her mom, and this week she's down in South Carolina visiting her sister. First time she has been down there to visit her sister since the fall of 2019. So she was very, very happy to get to go down and spend a week with her sister. So that's where she is, but don't worry, she'll be back, guaranteed. Okay, so we're in Minden, and this is going to be where we're going to stop and fuel up. And first time I've really paid attention to range on this, the new RT here is I got just shy of 300 kilometers from that tank. It's going to fill up, which is pretty good. And I'm also going to peel a layer off. It's getting warm. The bike is reading 24 degrees Celsius, so time to lighten up on the clothing a bit. I am told that Highway 35, which I'm on right now, was a project that was done during the Depression just to put people to work. So a lot of folks that were out of work because their businesses had gone down or there was just no work for them were employed building this highway. And when I heard that, I kind of wondered if that's why it's so windy, because they had to go around things instead of through things to get to where they were going. But that's the story behind Highway 35. So we're on about 70 or 80 kilometer stretch here from Minden going all the way up to Huntsville. Then we're going to head a little bit north from there, but I'll definitely get some shots along the way. There's some very pretty areas on this highway. A lot of these little marine places are still not quite in operation yet. They're just trying to get themselves going. All the boats have still got their shrink wrap on them. It's always fun to come up this far north from where I live at this time of year. We're still in the early part of the spring as far as this area is concerned. The pretty much cottage world up here, so not many people around and not a lot of the cottages are open yet, and it's very, very quiet. So it's always kind of interesting to come up and see this area at this time of the season, and it's really nice to get nice warm days like we've been having over the last few. And such a beautiful area. Okay, so we're just taking a little roll through Dorset right now, which is another little cottage type town off of Highway 35. And man, their road back there was still covered in sand. It was pretty slippery. They haven't cleaned it off after the winter. This bridge we're about to go over sort of is where Lake of Bays joins up in Dorset. Another feature of springtime in this area of Ontario that we're enjoying or not enjoying today is the black flies are out. So I'm gonna go through Dorset here. There's a really nice little park by the lake that I was thinking about stopping at for a little break and having a snack, but we'll have to see what the bugs are like before that happens. Could be a very brief stop for a quick sip of water and something to eat, and then back on the road again, because I'm not going to stand there and get eaten alive by black flies. So we just came through the town of Huntsville, not really through it, we sort of bypassed it. And now we're just ramping on to Highway 11 where we're going to go north for a bit. And we're going to pick up this Highway 518 that I was talking about earlier in the video. And I'm going to try some different video on that road. Never done this before. It's called hyperlapse or time lapse or something like that. So we'll see how it goes when we get there. So we're on Highway 518 now, heading west towards Parry Sound from just north of Huntsville. So I'll probably put a map up here, and that brings me to a question that I would like to pose to the viewers of the channel. What do you think about those maps? Are they useful? Are they not useful? I'm sure for people that know the area, they would see where I am, etc., etc. But anyway, in the comments below, let me know how you feel about the maps that I put in my videos, either positive or negative. And my most recent video where I went visiting the towns on the Trent-Severn Waterway is a good example of how I use those maps. So let me know what you think. You got to see an example of 518 in time warp mode, and now I'm going to just give you a view of it in real time. This is a pretty windy section of road. It's a bit of a workout, let me tell you. So just right along with me here. actually is a pretty good road. It's definitely got some bumpy sections, but overall it's in pretty good shape, because I'm sure that this road gets a real workout in the wintertime. So as you saw, we just passed 3 bikes there. Kind of surprised the one guy. He was starting to come into my side of the road. Of course, I would never do that. Well, folks, that is one of the twisties of Ontario, Highway 518, going west from Highway 11 over towards Parry Sound. There's still a fair bit to go yet, but I think you've got an idea of what this road is like. So I'm just stopped along the side of Highway 518 right now, and I have just come to the edge of this lake. I will throw a title up in the corner when I find out what the name of it is, but I'm going to pan the camera around here and you will see what I think is a beaver dam that has been built at the end of this lake, because there is a little bit of a river. So I'm just going to turn the camera around. If you just kind of follow along there, there's the lake out there, and then it just comes to this dam here that is definitely looking like, to me, as a beaver dam. But I will put the name of this lake up there. I thought that was pretty cool, right on the edge of the road. Just noticed it when I went by, and I turned around and came to have another look. I love where the flashers are in the Spyder, right down in those fenders. Really makes for a very visual presence. But we're gonna have to get moving because these black flies are pretty active right now, so time to get back on the road. Put the camera away. I'm down at the waterfront in Parry Sound right now. You can sort of see it in the background there. And I just had lunch at a restaurant just across the way here. Spin it around. Tailwind's Restaurant, that's where we had lunch, or I had lunch. There's no we today. So we're just going to go for a little walk down by the waterfront here. So this is where I stopped for lunch today. Tailwinds Bar and Grill. This big cruise ship here, the Island Queen. I actually went on that once on a cruise when we were staying up at Kilbear Provincial Park. We went out for the cruise on that many years ago. It's kind of a fun trip out on that boat. They take you out through all these little islands in Parry Sound. Parry Sound is a kind of an inlet, is the best way to describe it, from Georgian Bay. And it's actually quite a way out to get to the bay from here, but I've done it by boat. It's a very nice area of Georgian Bay. Lots of little islands and inlets and things like that. So it's a little tugboat there. Maribel. So I should probably get back to the bike and get dressed up again in my gear. Got about 2 hours and 15 minutes to home from here, and but there's no rush. The day is young and the daylight hours are long right now, so it's all good. But should probably get at least making my way back in that direction. Well folks, we're on that final stretch of highway before we get home. Super day today. Got to explore a pretty windy area of roadway in Ontario between Huntsville and Parry Sound. Well over 400 kilometers today on the Spyder. It was a beautiful day. It was hot and sunny. Very, very nice day for May up where I live. So if you enjoy the content in the channel, you might want to consider subscribing and hitting that little bell icon so you get reminded every time we release a new video. So for now, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.